The New Testament in a Year, with Psalms and Proverbs. Day 26, Mark 14, verses 53 to 72. Jesus before the council. Then Jesus was taken to the high priest's house, where all the chief priests, the elders, and the teachers of the law were gathering. Peter followed from a distance and went into the courtyard of the high priest's house. There he sat down with the guards, keeping himself warm by the fire. The chief priests and the whole council tried to find some evidence against Jesus in order to put him to death, but they could not find any. Many witnesses told lies against Jesus, but their stories did not agree. Then some men stood up and told this lie against Jesus. "We heard him say, 'I will tear down this temple which men have made, and after 3 days I will build one that is not made by men.'" Not even they, however, could make their stories agree. The high priest stood up in front of them all and questioned Jesus. "Have you no answer to the accusation they bring against you?" But Jesus kept quiet and would not say a word. Again, the high priest questioned him. "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the blessed God?" "I am," answered Jesus. "And you will all see the Son of Man seated at the right side of the Almighty and coming with the clouds of heaven." The high priest tore his robes and said, "We don't need any more witnesses. You heard his blasphemy. What is your decision?" They all voted against him. He was guilty and should be put to death. Some of them began to spit on Jesus, and they blindfolded him and hit him. "Guess who hit you?" they said, and the guards took him and slapped him. Peter denies Jesus. Peter was still down in the courtyard when one of the high priest's servant women came by. When she saw Peter warming himself, she looked straight at him and said, "You too were with Jesus of Nazareth." But he denied it. "I don't know. I don't understand what you are talking about," he answered, and went out into the passageway. Just then, a rooster crowed. The servant woman saw him there and began to repeat to the bystanders, "He is one of them." But Peter denied it again. A little while later, the bystanders accused Peter again. "You can't deny that you are one of them, because you, too, are from Galilee." Then Peter said, "I swear that I am telling the truth. May God punish me if I am not. I do not know the man you are talking about." Just then, a rooster crowed a second time, and Peter remembered how Jesus had said to him, "Before the rooster crows 2 times, you will say 3 times that you do not know me." And he broke down and cried. Proverbs 26. Proverbs 25. More of Solomon's Proverbs. Here are more of Solomon's Proverbs, copied by the scribes at the court of King Hezekiah of Judah. We honor God for what he conceals. We honor kings for what they explain. You never know what a king is thinking. His thoughts are beyond us, like the heights of the sky or the depths of the ocean. Take the impurities out of silver, and the artist can produce a thing of beauty. Keep evil advisors away from the king, and his government will be known for its justice. When you stand before the king, don't try to impress him and pretend to be important. It is better to be asked to take a higher position than to be told to give your place to someone more important. Don't be too quick to go to court about something you have seen. If another witness later proves you wrong, what will you do then? If you and your neighbor have a difference of opinion, settle it between yourselves and do not reveal any secrets. Otherwise, everyone will learn that you can't keep a secret, and you will never live down the shame. An idea well expressed is like a design of gold set in silver. A warning given by an experienced person to someone willing to listen is more valuable than gold rings or jewelry made of the finest gold. A reliable messenger is refreshing to the one who sends him, like cold water is in the heat of harvest time. People who promise things that they never give are like clouds and wind that bring no rain. Patient persuasion can break down the strongest resistance and can even convince rulers. Never eat more honey than you need. Too much may make you vomit. Don't visit your neighbors too often. they may get tired of you and come to hate you. A false accusation is as deadly as a sword, a club, or a sharp arrow. Depending on an unreliable person in a crisis is like trying to chew with a loose tooth or walk with a crippled foot. Singing to a person who is depressed is like taking off a person's clothes on a cold day or like rubbing salt in a wound. If your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them a drink. You will make them burn with shame, and the Lord will reward you. Gossip brings anger just as surely as the north wind brings rain. Better to live on the roof than share the house with a nagging wife. Finally, hearing good news from a distant land is like a drink of cold water when you are dry and thirsty. A good person who gives in to someone who is evil reminds you of a polluted spring or a poisoned well. Too much honey is bad for you, and so is trying to win too much praise. If you cannot control your anger, you are as helpless as a city without walls, open to attack.